My question one for my evaluation is, in what way does your media product use, develop, or challenge form and conventions of real media products? My media product definitely conforms to a majority of opening sequences conventions. Often a lot of opening sequences have an establishing shot to begin with. This is to emphasize the audience where the scene is set and to make it a lot easier for the audience to follow and gain a storyline from. However, I chose purposely not to have one. This is because at the beginning there's a chase scene, and it's meant to be quite chaotic and unplanned, and I felt like by not having an establishing shot, this helps present this, like, the distorted, unsettling atmosphere and almost emphasizes that she's lost, as we as an audience don't know where she is. It also adds an element of mystery to it, and that is the main concept I was trying to portray at the beginning of this movie. I have further challenged the conventions of the drama genre, as the beginning of my opening sequence, the editing was quite fast-paced to create a very tense atmosphere, as it is meant to be a chase scene. And this subverts from a typical drama, as usually it's not that fast-paced. I've done this purposely to emphasize the situation of her in need. It also grabs the audience's attention, as they don't expect this type of beginning for a drama. So I thought it would work nicely in making sure that she's developed as a character and the storyline is easily followed. I further tried to contradict the typical conventions of an opening sequence, as normally opening sequence of the genre drama don't tend to start with an action scene. I've chosen to do this as it almost puts the audience off and instantly creates a tense atmosphere, and we feel fear as an audience for the protagonist. If it's a drama scene, the audience feel on edge, and it puts them more aware in the situation themselves, and helps to see it from the character's point of view and maybe empathize towards the protagonist. I've also done a little bit to develop the conventions of my genre, because I've incorporated basic conventions like a title sequence and a production logo to further enhance its professional quality. This also helps to show the audience what the film is called and who it's produced by. I chose to put the title sequence in the middle of the clip, however, because it helped to break up the two separate scenes. However, this is different to a normal title sequence. This is normally at the beginning. I did this because it does help to break up the two separate scenes, and due to it being quite simple and bold, it creates a tense and on-edge atmosphere, as the audience will want to know what happened next. And it separates from a really tense atmosphere to a really calm, and the audience are going to want to know how she got there in the first place. So that is how I developed the convention of the title sequence and the production logo. A convention that I decided to conform to is the introduction of the main character. I tried to show this through the whole of the clip being based and focused on her. The first part shows the vulnerability of the girl, hence we think she is in some sort of danger and quite fragile. The next part almost introduces her life and gives background as to why she's leaving and her current state. Another convention I have decided to conform to is the idea of sound underlying the sequence, so having a soundtrack below the sequence. This happens in most opening sequences, as it helps to set a tone for the film. For an example of this is my soundtrack. It's quite tense and dramatic at the beginning, which highlights the rest of the film and maybe foreshadows something throughout the film. And it gives the audience a small insight and helps them instantly depict a tone for what the film is going to be like and as to what they are going to expect. My opening sequences of the genre drama, as I said before. So I have tried to incorporate conventions that help to distinguish this genre to the audience. I have included a voiceover. These are also commonly found in drama opening sequences. I did this because it helps the audience to understand the background as to why she's being chased, and by having a voiceover, you're able to gauge an idea of the character herself and gain an insight into her life. This also helps the audience empathize with her because they feel as if she's talking to them. In addition, another common feature of an opening sequence for a drama is a flashback. I use a flashback at the beginning to set the scene before the movie title. This helps the audience gauge an idea as to what has happened to her, and therefore the audience immediately have a sense of empathy towards her, the protagonist, as they feel like they know what she has been through right from the very beginning. The dramas tend to be incredibly realistic. I've tried to show this through key micromedia like lighting. I've used very natural lighting. This helps to enhance the portrayal of realism. And my narrative also depicts a very realistic atmosphere, as it's about a girl getting taken and her disturbances at home. This is a very current situation, so therefore conforms to the sense of reality which drama tends to want to portray.